All right, guys. Well, I screwed one up. I'm doing a recording for session 45, and about an hour and a half into the recording, I realized that we weren't catching audio. So I'm doing we have video playing here. You can see, I captured the video, obviously. You can see that I'm talking and Alicia's talking and that sort of thing. So I'm going to try and in about, I think it adds up to about 20 minutes here, we're going to do kind of a brief overview of the stuff I didn't get audio for, and we're going to get all that. And I'll slap that in there, and about halfway through, well, in about 20 minutes, we'll get to the actual audio that I did manage to capture. So we're just going to kind of catch things up at this point in time. So, session 45, which we called Dr. Infinity is a Purple. Dr. Infinity is an NPC that we've had kind of lurking in the background pretty much since character generation because they factored as half of the NPC group pair that sort of created Charlotte, Ghost Girl. But they've never really been in the spotlight, and suddenly they are here. It came out in session 44 as Alicia sort of analyzing various booby traps and that sort of thing. That the booby traps have been augmented with sort of Dr. Infinity's tech, merging Quill tech and Chin tech, but then adding this Dr. Infinity stuff to make the whole thing really quite lethal and take things up kind of a notch. And during that session, um, Alicia encounters a drone that we're about to see here in some of the video of Doctor Infinity drone. Looks like a sort of a flying metal starfish thing. Bit of art I was really happy to find, and has a bit of a verbal altercation with them and tries to play ball with them, and then ultimately drops a building on it and runs. And that's kind of where we started things off there with Alicia, where she wrapped up by saying, "Hey guys, Doctor Infinity is here. Top that." In the previous session, also, Leo had used his final moment of truth on the old Jason from this advanced alternate timeline. Concord's looking out for Sable Star, and Charlotte's trying to figure out what to do with uh, the ghosts that are surrounding her older self. So, in this bit right here, though, it's Alicia dealing with Dr. Infinity, and I sort of cobbled together a move on the fly based on this sort of, I want to say, mind control thing that we had going on. When someone attempts to mind control you, and had her roll superior, and she rolled really, really well. So she didn't really give anything away. The compulsion was going to be tell me who Charlotte Palmer is. What we actually had happen in this scene, which I was a series of episodes that I was actually really happy with, scenes that I was really happy with, in that Dr. Infinity's drone actually figuring out that apparently Dr. Infinity can't perceive Charlotte, Ghost Girl, um, but has kind of figured out there's something going on, that Charlotte exists, and that Alicia might know something about it. So right after the building gets dropped on this thing, it time jumps back through Alicia's timeline, starting with early in their childhood, early in Alicia's childhood, and then skipping forward. So playing tag in Chichen Itza with Jason, and it's asking her a question. And then in Venezuela at 13 at her first assassination, and then the starfish is right behind her right after she takes the shot and asks a question. And then watching on TV the news about her father's death in D.C., alleged death in D.C., trying to get her feelings under control, and then the TV screen itself, the image changes, and it's the starfish, and it's asking a question. Can't remember the question this time, but can remember that she didn't know the answer and that the question made no sense. And then leaving the Quill compound after leaving it, she was undercover in the warehouse, and a few blocks away, job's done, she's getting out, she's in the alley, and almost expecting the starfish this time, and rather than turning and looking, just trying to get away. Um, but again, asking this nonsense question again, except now it's not nonsense. It has context. It makes sense in the LA, but how? Because it asks, who is Charlotte Palmer? And it's been asking that her entire life now. Now she remembers that. Um, and she lies and says that it's somebody who works in conjunction with Hecate. She just throws out Hecate because she figures if Doctor Infinity's around, let's just throw Doctor Infinity at the HHL because at least that gets them out of the picture, and I can deal with that kind of crap later. So Dr. Infinity's drone uh, is messing with Alicia's past memories again. Another robot messing with her memories. Another robot not to be trusted. Another messing with her memories, that kind of thing. And then asking who Charlotte Palmer is, and then we cut to Charlotte in this next bit, which I think we're about to cut to in this poorly edited little bit of video. Yeah, here we are. We're in Charlotte's thing. And Charlotte is throwing down, trying to figure out what's going on. She needs to pull Charlotte out of this maelstrom of ghosts because she's tried to control the maelstrom of ghosts. That didn't quite work. She tried to provoke it and force it to do what it wanted. She did manage to like influence it, but it got to choose its result. And one of the options was do what she says, and it didn't do that. Instead, it attacked. And then she was able to sort of provoke it. That didn't really work. So instead she decides, well, none of that's going to work. So let's just pull Charlotte out of this thing and remove its sort of central pinion that brings everything together. So she uses her possession power, which this is again Ghost Girl's playbook is sort of a reskinned outsider, and this is the move that the outsider has. I don't know what the real outsider name for the move is anymore, where you can take sort of high tech outsider tech and infuse some mundane item with that tech and make it do something impossible once. In this case, it's called possession in Charlotte's case, and she takes her spirit energy and puts it into a thing, and it allows it to do something impossible once. It's the same basic effect. It's just different window dressing. In this case, what she decides to imbue with her power is JC's sort of shard of Excalibur. JC being one of the Grail Knights, one of the NPC sort of legacies that we have sort of floating around. In the regular timeline, Armiger, the guy with like sort of the armored looking hoodie, and Lucius are both Grail Knights. JC sort of trains Armiger and is Lucius's daughter. In this timeline, they're both dead, and JC is the Grail Knight. She infuses JC's sword with this power and uses that as sort of a central antenna thing, sort of a focusing point, and pulls her alternate future self out of the ghost and brings it down to her. The form kind of settles in Charlotte's arms, weighing virtually nothing, even though she is actually material. The ghosts begin to stop swarming in unison, begin dissipating, and right about when that happens is when the people who are right around her, which is Harry and JC, hear, Dr. Infinity's here, top that. So that goes on, so this is a big bit because now Charlotte's brought her future self back down. So we have future alternate Harry is now around. He's back in with the other group, and didn't really factor very much in the other scene because I sort of kept forgetting he was there. Harry's here, regular Harry's here. Now we have Ghost Girl brought back down. We have old Jason who's been pounded by his own future self, and kind of getting back into that. So Alicia now, I think what we did right here, because what we were doing was, I believe Alicia was taking a powerful blow from having all of this future stuff happen, and she had a ton of conditions. I think she had all of them at this point, or she very nearly had all of them. And now she's been messed with through the future, through her past. So Dave just basically said, I really kind of feel like I would take a powerful blow at this point, which is kind of hard to argue with. Player calls for take a powerful blow, then yes, you absolutely do that. And we're still in that alley, right? So she lies, and this about the whole Hecate thing, and there's a bit there where the starfish kind of even locks up and just like, what? Because in some way, shape, or form, whether they were doing it overtly or not, Dr. Infinity was sort of working with Hecate, or at least working with the various forces who were screwing with the barrier between the Sepiaverse and the sort of, I guess, the Halcyon verse, because they're destabilizing the barrier there, and Dr. Infinity apparently wants that barrier destabilized, wants the barriers between the worlds to collapse, wants these worlds to collapse together. And to hear Hecate is actually sort of working, even if it is a lie, is a bit of a crazy thing. So it kind of goes into a lockdown. goes utterly still, and then it vanishes. And right in that breath, Alicia suddenly remembers all those things that had happened in her past. Suddenly remembers how her memory has been screwed with. Takes a powerful blow. Rolls pretty high. Gets like a 9. So she gets a bit of PTSD again in the future from all the stuff that's happened in the past. Suddenly happened in the past. And her action for her take a powerful blow was to goad someone in the group that she has influence over into rash action. She basically says, "Dr. Infinity's here. Holy crap, Harry. You know, or no, I think I thought it was going to be she's going to goad Alicia into, or Harry into coming and helping her. Instead, what she does is sort of lash out and lay a condition on Charlotte, which is blaming Charlotte for all of this because it all kind of goes back to her. And that throws another condition on Charlotte. And both Alicia and Charlotte are running at like 4 or 5 conditions at this point in time. They are really just redlining everything. So Alicia kind of lashes out at lashes out at Charlotte, and Jesus H fucking Christ, Charlotte, this is all your fault. Gives Charlotte insecure, makes her uncertain about her choices. Harry races over to get to Alicia before Infinity gets to her, and he rolls defend, and he rolls savior, which is the thing that he's locked at like a 3. He's doing great. He gets a big one. He gets influence over Alicia, doing the defend. Runs up, sees something teleporting, this sort of silvery starfish thing, phasing in halfway between the collapsed building and Alicia, looking a bit worse for wear. Grabs Charade out of the way as the thing shoots this super ball-sized thing, and it hits where it was standing and basically gives the effect of this little blast from the starfish is sort of like a tac nuke grenade that he has to outrun the blast from. And we have this moment where you're kind of calling back to Jurassic Park, where essentially, Alicia's sort of slung over Harry's shoulder and going, faster, faster, must go faster. Please go faster. And they're outrunning this blast race. And also, very shortly, outrunning the starfish, because the starfish, although it is not a super speedster, can cheat because it's sort of teleporting, like, and just doing these really, really quick little teleports and that sort of thing to kind of keep up with Harry. So I think the bit where it's chasing Harry and Alicia with Alicia slung over Harry's arm is actually in the actual audio recording. I don't think we talk about that at this point. So while they're being chased by the starfish and the explosions going off and every other thing, and Charlotte is clutching her older self and JC's sort of defending her, we move over to Concord and Link, who got a lot of stuff going on last session. This session hadn't paid that much attention to him yet. Link, this whole timeline thing has really been a lot of Link's, a wrap-up of Link's story, but in a lot of ways it hasn't really focused that much on him. Now that we've got kind of Bot sort of working with Numa and the future versions of Same, this last little bit's been, hasn't focused a lot on him because I think, Link's player Bill intends to retire Link pretty quick and is going to shift to another character who's very well established in the game. So this is sort of his, I don't want to say swan song, it's certainly the end of his things. Things are really going well for Concord and Link right now. Adam does a little comfort and support thing with him. Your plan worked. You might have fixed Jason for real this time. They throw old Jason into Otto's trunk, and from there into the Phoenix and Concord. They're basically flying back to the secret base, and Concord's flying Overwatch, looking for this emotional tether that he has with Sablestar, and realizes that she's watching. She's not approaching, but she's watching everything. And Concord tells Leo he's going to go after her, or asks if it's okay, and Leo just says, "Yeah, man, go for it." And Adam sort of teleports over to where she is, which is very high altitude, above this built-up world, this high-end, high-tech world, and they're kind of talking. They're a little bit of verbal banter, and then Sablestar realizes this isn't really the Concord from this timeline, and he is so much more interesting than the Concord from this timeline. So she says something like, we're gonna have to give this a try because you're so interesting, and we're gonna have to, I'll just have to try again. and she pulls out her sword and slashes it across the air, and he thinks she's attacking. She's not attacking. She's opening a portal. And he's getting ready. He activates his burn and gets ready to fight back, and realizes she's not actually attacking. And that's where the audio picks up. So I will let us actually playing the game finish the rest of this audio. Thanks very much for listening, guys. Sorry for screwing this up. Next session is better. Thanks very much. Bye. Okay.
So we've had this where he has those two different forms: his normal-ish form where he's a Starfield, and then the other one where he like burns bright with the power of the key gnome.
Sure. Okay. So I want now. She's not actually striking at you. I should make that. I want to make sure that that's clear. She's not attacking. She's opening a portal.
Well, in that case.
So this is not like her, we'll have to see. She is, and I mean, you're still burning and that's all fine, but this is an unexpected kind of situation here because you were expecting her to come at you, bro. And she's actually going, we'll have to see, and then opening a doorway. So I don't know that. I mean, obviously that changes somewhat of what you're talking about. So, yeah, I hate to break up the framing because that was pretty awesome sounding, but I want to.
No, I can totally go with that. It's right. Like she goes to swing the sword to open up the portal.
Yeah, she swings it out to the side and is like slashing space as she swings the sword out to the side.
Plops up like mid-swing.
Uh-huh.
And just sort of like grabs onto the sword with his hand. And that's when he starts burning. And it's like, I am tired of this sword, and I am tired of you.
Okay. So what are you...
So that could be the move flare for teleporting right into the middle of the swing, if need be.
Which one is that?
So that would plop. Plop. I have the two of them open.
All right. Oh, yeah.
So, and then the snatch.
Okay.
In a very roundabout method, because, well, I imagine the sword comes from her powers. I kind of, like, see this, like, energy draining away from her into his hand, and then into his other hand.
Oh, boy. All right. Scene. Breakthrough. I don't think we really need to do the move thing, because you're really not that far away.
Okay.
And she's not trying to do a restraint necessarily. Spend one burn to use your powers to seize any one object. Yeah, that's fine. In fact, really kind of necessary given that it's almost a conceptual thing that you're taking, that you're seizing.
Yeah, I've been wanting a sword for Concord. So.
That's really cool. So the energy goes over to the other hand. Does it reform as a sword kind of thing, or?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And nothing else necessarily happens.
I mean, unless you like his call out here.
Which was what?
I am so tired of this sword, and I am tired of you.
She looks momentarily shocked by the I gotta pull this up here. My apologies. And my machine is Booker. All right, pull this over here. She looks momentarily shocked, and then weirdly pleased when you grab the sword and there's that moment of shock, but then you pull it and manifest it in your own hand, and there's like a. It's like the feral grin that the coach never lets his players see, kind of thing. Like, yes, they're finally getting it, kind of thing. Not the most comforting expression to see on somebody you're supposed to be kind of causing dismay to, really. Think about it.
So one of those Palpatine. Yes.
A little bit. You know, Palpatine. That I have to hand it to Palpatine for being really the most purely archetypally evil, no bones about it character. If you did the kind of things that you do in modern stories to make to like inject backstory into a villain, it would feel trite with him because he's so purely evil that like any attempt to like add depth to him actually makes him less. He's
You just have to kind of respect that he's so all in.
Yeah, he's just such a cardboard cutout, but so purely so that it actually makes him rounder by virtue of being flat. I don't know how they managed to, but I mean, this is a guy who corrupts sees this 8-year-old walking off from a desert planet and goes, "Yeah, I'm taking over the universe. I'm corrupting the Jedi Order, basically, letting them steep in their own ignorance and so forth. I'm going to run the universe, and you know what? I'm going to corrupt that 18-year-old just as a fucking victory lap. Like I have no other reason to do this other than just the simple joy of taking one more thing away, and I'm going to make him kill all the babies too, just because I can." It's not necessary. I could have done everything else without him. I just want to because I'm a bad guy. The whole, sorry, went off on a bit of a tear there. But all right. So I'm trying to. Where's the thing I want? There we go. All right, I had a thing, and then the PDF's eventually going to open. There we go. And it's not the thing I want. Good grief. My apologies. This is the one thing I always have so much trouble finding. That's not it. There we go. Finally. Oh my god, it's so hard every time. So because you rolled a 16, I am going to let you you can give her any one condition except for hopeless, because that's not an option for her. Sable Star cannot become hopeless. She can, however, respond in lots of different ways. Oh, you know what? I take that back. She can become hopeless. She can't be guilty.
That's fitting.
I think that's actually far more appropriate. So she can't be guilty, but you can pick another condition that I think that you're looking at that's going to settle upon her when she sees you do this thing. It doesn't.
Well, I think I was about to say, for that one brief second, wherever she was like, "What the hell is going on here?" I feel like there was a little bit of insecurity there.
Insecurity. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So this is a bad idea. But it's supposed to be a bad idea, so that works out.
Bad ideas are the best ideas.
So her original move there, and she doesn't normally need to use the sword to do this in the first place anyway. But her thing there is to open up sort of the dimensional rift thing, and she didn't really finish that, so it's not a good portal. I'm getting a little bit of audio feedback here, but it's not really a good portal. She is going to attempt to use it anyway, even though it is really not stable or fully up.
Do I have any idea where it's going?
No. I mean, not without something to be done to figure that out. Whatever that might look like. You have so many flares. I don't know.
I have so many flares.
I don't know that you don't have a way of figuring that out.
Yeah, I mean, well, for all I know, she may not know where this is gonna go.
Well, see, and that's the thing. This might be a bit of a repeat of her like going. I may not have established the other end, but I need to get the hell out of here. So she is. I mean, not to pull the shade away too far, but this is her doubling down on a bad plan.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah. So she wants to get the hell out of here. And so she is, and it's not quite not how she would have wanted it to go, but she's going to attempt that anyway. You have, though, still lots of flare floating around there, so you can do something about that, let her run, what have you.
Well,
smack her in the butt on the way out. Take a lock of her hair for some fell sorcerer's purpose. I have no idea. These are all options.
Oh, man. The last time you did this, I really just wanted to chase after you. But this time, I've got better things to deal with.
Okay. So what is that?
I've got more important things to deal with.
Okay.
So...
What does that?
So I think, if she's running away, I'm just letting her, and then I'm going back to Link and making sure him and Jason, and everyone else are okay.
All right. So she's last time blasted a thing. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Oh, damn it, Bill! I didn't read that yet.
Bubble her and put her in hammer space.
I have that move.
That's okay.
Yeah, no. I think it's probably better that Adam stops having that you know what? I really didn't like you and I kind of hated you and you've got these emotional attachments to you. And now it's more like, no, you're just some evil person I fought once. I have bigger concerns right now.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll see. This is a comic, so of course this will bite you in the ass later. We'll just have to see how. Because everything has to bite you in the ass later because eventually the writers run out of ideas and go, what was that one person who let get away back a couple sessions ago? All right. So you go back to Bill. What do you like? What does that conversation look like? Honestly, what does that conversation look like?
So it's probably Concord just sort of plopping back over towards him and just flying in close with a Phoenix. It's just so she ran off again, but I got her sword this time, so that's cool.
You have a flaming sword in your hand?
Yeah.
Also, sorry, speaking of flaming sword, for those of you who are watching Voltron, have you watched the most recent season of Voltron now that's out on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. We'll leave the flaming sword go. Bill, you need to watch it. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. All right.
Well, that's frickin' metal, dude. Good job.
What's that? Oh, sorry.
Leo was complimenting Concord.
I didn't realize who you were responding to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good job. I didn't do it. Anyway.
It was applicable to both situations, really.
Yeah. I will say this. I have to hand it to the writers of that show to make them to take what is a really short season, not as short as some of them have been, and give us a complete standalone episode in the middle of already a short season, and not make me mad at them for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a proper standalone episode. Anyway,
I've enjoyed all of the comedy episodes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Because there's one each season.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, all right. So I'm getting audio bounce back again here for a second. But no, it's my own fault. I keep walking into Kaylee's room and she's got us on playback. All right, so yeah, that's freaking Metal Dude, and you guys are flying, and we're gonna.
Actually, Leo will throw in one thing. Hey,
yeah.
Were we supposed to blow up a factory or something? I think you could just move after that.
That may be the right time to cut over to Charlotte to figure out what the hell's happening over there, because really, that
is exactly the right time to cut over to Charlotte.
Yeah. Is Faux Jason still there, or did he dissolve? What is he? Is he part of the bindings wrapping up?
I kind of assume that he and old Jason are having a conversation in their mind. And that's where he is.
Dave, you have something to write this week. No, I'm kidding.
The battle at the center of the Jasons.
The battle at the center of the Jasons.
It's young Jason telling old Jason about Alicia, and they're just fist bumping each other, and there's
Okay.
You got a date?
I don't know whether to high five you or offer my condolences. Yeah, I don't know either.
No, wait, this is young Jason back.
Oh my God!
At the transition, at the cutover. So
the mental linking imprint, Jason. So that's a couple weeks short of you've got it. Oh my God! Well, no, that Jason's better than it could be worse. It could be Jason circa warehouse Jason. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Poor Jason warehouse. Poor warehouse Jason. I like how we have to differentiate between the different characters that are actually all the same character at different points in their timeline. You know, warehouse Jason versus mind meld Jason versus it could be worse. It could be cemetery fight Jason. That dude. Oh my God.
I guess if you're looking for one more thing, I can offer Adam comfort and support, but it's a non-traditional one. Previously, Leo was always that big brother, hey, you can do it. He's very supportive. He's very clearly trying to be consciously reassuring of Adam. Now he's not doing that, and that means that he's got total confidence in the kid.
So it's a really kind of so the real the pressure of the comfort and support is in the fact of nice job, man. I knew you could do it, and you realize he really did. He just expected you to handle it. Yeah. Not I expect you to handle that. No, he just expected you to be able to take care of it.
He had trust in me to do what needed to be done, and now that I have, it's yeah.
So do you open up back to that?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
And it's just yeah. I mean, I didn't solve anything. Or what's the best way? What would be the way he put it? It's yeah, it wasn't any final battle style stuff, but man, it kind of feels like a load off my mind. So,
well, you get to go back in time and fight the old one back there with her own sword.
Oh man, that's cool. I need to figure out how to use this thing between now and then, though.
That's good. Link, would you roll a comfort and support for me, since we've established this is a comfort and support?
Ooh.
I'm shocked. This is my shocked face. Just imagine a not shocked looking face. All right. So comfort and support with a 12 is good for both of you?
Yes. I can add team to the pool, and I will do so.
Okie dokie.
So that'll hopefully beef up the other side folks.
Yeah, it will. I will deal to me.
Oh man, I've got too many conditions. It's which one do I uncheck?
I'll figure out which one makes you feel better. All right. Charlotte, you have your arms are full. Your ears are burning. JC is at your side. Harry is a vapor trail, vanishing in the distance. The ghosts are still very much around, but not immediately present. not swirling and attacking and so forth. And there's some kind of massive explosion in the city near where you think you probably need to be. What do you do?
The first thing I'm going to do, and I don't know if this is applicable but what I'd like to do is sort of the equivalent of a comfort and support
On
alt Charlotte for art. You've done a great job. There's just one portal left. We've got to do this. We're the healer.
I mean,
rally her so that.
No, I get that. I
You
get
do.
that. I get that. I'm trying to decide. All right.
The only question is she now an adult? Are you treating her as an adult? In which case,
even if she is an adult, the moves are still the same. Adult moves aren't moves that are aimed at adults. They're moves that you gain as you become more like an adult, sort of. It's not. I mean, I could do it. Yeah, I see it. Because you're really just trying to reach out to her. I get that. You can try. It's not going to be easy, and that I think is reflected by the fact that right now you are. Wait, I was looking at Alicia there. You're right. That Charlotte Palmer thing really screws your head up a little bit. I mean, the fact that this is difficult is reflected somewhat is honestly reflected in the fact that you have the conditions that are going to interfere with it, if that makes sense. Because it is a comfort and support, but it's a mundane. Unless if you got some weird thing that lets you do comfort and support with a different stat. Comfort and support someone by telling them how they. Yeah, it's the freak.
I get a freak one, yeah.
Yeah, that's better. You still when you comfort and support, it's still going to have the penalty because
it's comfort and support.
Because it's comfort and support, and the whichever one it is, angry interferes with that, regardless of really what the stat is that you're rolling. But you're working with a much better stat, so you're still rolling with the +1. We have to figure out a weird kind of hacky way to. Well, it's not hacky. We just have to roll, and then when ask you for a modifier, do a -2. Because you don't. The one condition that won't affect your freak is the one condition that would affect your freak you don't have. But right. I think that's the roll. So you want to click on the freak roll, and then when I ask you for a modifier, do a -2.
Yep.
We'll see where we end up. Good or bad, she may be too far gone to reach, which will just leave you kind of on your own a little bit. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Anybody think? I think we got the points out here for this, and we have an NPC right there. JC helping with this? I mean, I kind of like the idea of her lending strength, kind of a thing. That purity of purpose, kind of deal.
Sure.
I kind of like that idea. NPCs there. I think it makes a good kind of sense.
Yeah. Charlotte just lended power to her, so her reciprocating right now kind of is a nice little full circle.
It is really nice. I like that. All right, so we'll get rid of that. We'll get that point out there. That'll push you up to a 10 on the comfort support. Now, it's not a normal comfort. Obviously, it's not a normal comfort support move. We're kind of doing that sort of thing. It effectively. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Okay. I love this. No, actually, I'm just going to place like a straight comfort support. She's non-functional because all of her you want to put it in mechanical terms. All of her conditions are filled. You clear a condition. You comfort and support her, you clear a condition. On a 10+, you clear a condition from yourself. So you're doing this and you're trying to get her back, and you're sort of, you're focusing all on that, and you feel JC's shoulder, a hand on your shoulder, and she's like, you can do this. You can do this. If she did this, you already know you can do this. And it's not just you. It's us. We can do this. And that gets you up to the 10, which obviously is the success you're looking for with her, but it also clears one of your conditions. So in a weird way, I just managed to get an NPC to do a confidence support on somebody. So yay me. But yeah, so you can, not necessarily, I like it for the color of it, but you can clear one, pick a condition and clear it off there, whichever one. You don't have hopeless, but there's certainly a number of other things here that.
Definitely.
I don't want to take instant cure since I just got that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I keep clicking.
Guilty or afraid. But I mean, I'm thinking. Go ahead.
I keep clicking on Charade instead of Charlotte. It's so annoying. I'm like, oh my god, why don't you get 5 conditions? Oh wait, no.
Close enough. 4.
Afraid, yeah.
No, I mean, I kind of want to keep angry.
Yeah.
Said a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
The other 3 I'm flexible on.
I can see. I mean, there is a certain poetry in getting rid of insecure because you just picked it up and then you know you've got an ally in this thing, which is pretty cool.
Well, yeah, reject what others say. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean you're
yeah.
Yeah, so it's okay for it to go away. I mean, there's nothing wrong with feeling a moment of insecurity and then having a kind word or a reassuring word or something like get rid of that. That happens. That is a thing that happens. Okay, so with that, clear whatever makes most sense. But with that done, then what do you do? Certainly there's spirits energies around enough to do this. You just need to get to the, or what I say, get to the wound and close that. But what, I mean, do you do that or are you doing something else?
Give the proximity.
Say that again?
I mean, in other words, do I have an idea of the proximity? In other words, do I need to bring the ghost with me there, or can I go there and then bring the...
Yes, you can do that second.
The ghost. Are they close enough that I can draw on them from where they are?
They're sort of all through the space. Honestly, the thought in your head is, I mean, there's an XKCD comic where he talks about what would happen if the entire population of the planet was moved to like White Plains, New York, and what that density would do to the ecosystem and stuff like that. But I want to say all the ghosts in the world are here, but
right. All the ghosts in the world are here.
A very mechanically significant percentage of the ghosts in this world and several other worlds are here.
Oh, so, in case I missed it, did we see any familiar faces among those ghosts?
We haven't gotten to that yet, but there are
just asking.
Yeah, there are some familiar faces around in here. We haven't. That'll come up here in just a sec. But yeah, they're spread all through this area, really, and they're dispersing. But it's like the mushroom cloud. I mean, there's so many of them that you're gonna have. There will be far more ghosts than you used the last time you tried to do any of this, really, wherever you are. So if you just go there and call the ones that are nearest by.
Okay. We have rain.
You can do that. And you can sense kind of where the wound's at, so you can really just kind of go there.
I was going to just bring everybody there.
Yeah. So JC's with you. She can go with. Charlotte's kind of in your arms, and she's conscious. She can, and she will probably be sort of murmuring advice kind of thing. She's not going to be adding any strength to this thing, really, unless it be advice. But that's, what it is. So you're in the ruins, and you're probably on this side of things.
Are they in the ruins in the aftermath of the blast wave that's gone over?
So Charlotte goes to areas that she's most familiar with. So she's kind of on the edge of that uh given where Alicia was at and where the booby traps and so forth at. The center of it would be the cemetery, but it's quite a lot larger than that. And you could just go to you could go to the edge, and I know where the edge is at, or where an edge is at. Or you could just go to the center of the thing. It doesn't really matter. Well, no, I guess it does for your teleport, because you can't go into the wound while you're in sort of the shadow side of things. So you kind of have to come to the edge. In which case, basically you're at the ruins of the Quill compound, because why not reuse that set?
Nice.
Don't call it out. You just build fucked up versions of those buildings and wait for somebody watching the comments to go, hey, wait a minute. Yeah. So you're gonna come out there. JC's like, okay, that doesn't stop being creepy. The more we do it. What do we do? Speaking of creepy. Oh my God, it's cold here. What is this? Is this the wound? You don't feel anything, Charlotte, or at least you don't feel the cold that she's talking about. But
This is the last wound. If we don't close this, the two worlds will collapse upon each other. But then, at saving.
Well, that doesn't sound okay. Let's not have that happen. That sounds
There we
bad.
go.
All right, so this is probably a thing in stages, but I think. Well, I mean, the obvious thing is unleash your powers. I think that's probably going to be the thing with JC there and older Charlotte there to help. I think that's probably the first part. There's going to be.
What's Alicia doing?
Alicia is currently slung over Harry's shoulder, and Harry is fleeing, is safely getting out of the blast radius. But don't worry, something's going to happen there real quick. So why don't
well, it's a good thing that Mercury's not on the headset right now, so he didn't hear that.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He's downstairs looking daggers at me.
Oh yeah, that's funny. All right, so, Charlotte, I'm gonna have you roll unleash your power. Roll your freak for your unleash your powers.
My freak on.
Get your freak on.
Oh, thank you, Dave. I was just getting myself something to drink, so Dave's gonna roll for me.
I just need to find your character sheet.
It's detached. It's
there it is.
Behind. It's right there.
Freak.
Yes.
Get your freak on.
A full
Freak.
Lovely. All right. So that you're sort of reaching out
Hey.
and
And here. Hold on 1 second.
What happened?
It's not audible, but we've got like serious downpour here with some lightning.
Oh yeah.
Kaylee, go ahead.
Kaylee took a neat kind of Snapchat of lightning crawling across the sky. Just crazy stuff. Having quite a storm. All right, so Charlotte, you I mean, the first step of this is really kind of drawing the ghost to you. So what do you do? What do you say? Is it that big Charlotte in the sky kind of thing, like at the memorial, or what do you do?
Well, since Alicia hasn't bothered to tell me that they're not aware that I'm here.
Nope.
I've been busy.
She's busy dodging a nuke. I mean, to be fair, her dance card is pretty full right now. And by dance card, I mean list of conditions.
And having us come to her.
What's that? Well, no, Harry came to her. She's been brought.
Well, aren't we going that direction too?
You are orthogonal to one another at this point in time because Harry was running away from a blast. You guys aren't in exactly the same position. Don't worry, they'll find out where you are quite soon. But so
It
back.
says, go ahead.
So what you need to draw them to you to power this thing, and you're going to need quite a lot of them. And you roll. So it's just a question of what this looks like. Is it the big Charlotte in the sky? Is it?
I'm still
A
not me. Am I still solid?
Well,
Okay,
you just
be
don't.
unsolid.
Well, you just unleashed your power. So really, again, it's this is pretty much up to you. If this is the moment that you really fully manifest and kind of snap back into yourself, then yeah, I mean that's absolutely something that could happen. You hand your older self to JC and say, "I will be right back," and just whoa and do that. All of that is good.
It's a combination of sort of unleash my freak in the sense of commanding the spirits, and then
Is it a whispered, gentle beckoning of a finger kind of thing that just all of them seem to hear no matter where they are, or is it
angry.
Is it Boromir's? I like that answer. Actually, I'm still angry.
Is much more of the you will not destroy these worlds.
Ooh. And that's not really to them, which is crazy. Like, who are? I mean,
I'm yelling at. You know what I'm doing? I'm really as part of this, as I'm building myself up before I command the ghosts. I'm like, damn it, Magnus, this is the last one. If you're not here, fuck you.
Nice.
And I just like, I am,
just
you destroy the world.
Unleash your anger.
Know that Alicia, Charlotte. No, you got me doing it. You didn't know that Charlotte could be a potty mouth.
Yeah. All right. So
those ponies have been a bad influence upon you.
I'm picturing millions of ghosts looking at each other like, "Oh, she said the F-bomb. We got to do this now."
We better get to work. So
and that's sort of like as I'm just building that anger within me. I again do the giant. You see a incorporeal, that kind of verges a little bit on my my angry face.
Angry, scary face. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so that's happening, and the ghosts kind of tend to the spirits with this is an invisible thing the way it was before, but it could get to that point. They begin to spiral down towards you. The sense of power amassing in the area is quite remarkable. Harry, Alicia, you guys are had been sort of fleeing the blast, and Alicia's still kind of seeing it. Before it was like faster, blast radius, faster, and somewhat almost like you still can't quite get your head around sometimes what these supers are fully capable of, because he runs faster than the blast wall. That's not math that works. And yet he does it. What's a little bit less comforting is that the starfish is pursuing, and the starfish seems to be gaining. Now, to be fair, it's cheating, because it's not like speeding after him like some sort of rocket, starfish-shaped rocket ship coming at him. It's like teleporting in little rapid-fire, auto-fire bursts. It's like pop, 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 and coming,
changing its position in time and space.
Yes, and it's coming like at you guys. Harry, can even risk a glance, and it's like, well, that's just cheating.
Yeah, that's Dr. Infinity's drone, and it's catching up with it. Do you have any bright ideas?
And so, yeah, do you have any bright ideas, Harry? Any thoughts?
How much damage did it actually take from the
Mom?
Charlotte, your mic's up. Yeah. It seems to be. I mean,
obviously it's still functional for moving purposes, but are any of its tentacles limp? Does it have gaping holes in it?
It's certainly been beat up. So I would say car in a car accident, but not totaled. Like, so some of the little binder thingies, like the little bands that are around its limbs and stuff like that, have like sprung and are ripped, kind of bent around backwards and so on and so forth. One of the arms isn't. I mean, like I say, a couple of the arms are probably undulating properly.
I mean, does it look like there are potential targets and weak spots that I might try to shoot?
Yeah, I mean, whether that accomplishes, depending on what that accomplishes, but yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean,
why not?
I could throw my gun at it. That always seems to work in the movies,
punk,
right?
Punk. Yeah.
So yeah, I've got a. So I still have the explosive rounds in the gun, and I will try to target, assuming that it's within that close a range.
Are you trying to keep it? So are you trying to keep it off Harry? Is that the general idea?
Well, the general idea would be to cripple it, destroy it, cause it pain, whatever it is that I can do to further damage it. I'm going to let Harry deal with the zigging, zagging, and running faster.
So the reason I ask, this is a pretty meta level thing, but the reason I ask is because
is this a defend?
Yeah.
Or is this a directly engage?
Because directly engage frequently entails trading conditions, and you may not be interested in that particular devil's bargain right now.
Yeah, well, and my defend is going to be such a great idea too.
I'm not saying it's super effective. I'm just saying it's a little bit less,
Oh, hey, hang on a sec.
You got a gizmo.
I think I have one more. Oh no, I can't. I don't want to use a second gizmo at this point.
Oh, because you take a condition?
Because I'll mark a condition. Oh well.
I would say
I can make one suggestion if you guys are really hard up, but
go. I love the kibitzing on ideas and stuff. So, what do you got?
Well, we have the two people here together who actually engineered Harry's transition to the Sepia-verse in the first place.
That's true.
That's true.
If this thing is tracking you by like dimensional vibration or something, leave an after image that throws it off the trail.
Ooh, that is good. I like it as a defend. That's really, really.
That would be an interesting defend.
Yeah.
So
tell Harry it's like, I'm gonna try something. This may tickle. Try not to phase to another universe. Hang on.
Because Alicia's got the brains and Harry's got the power, and together they might be able to come up with something.
That's very, very cool.
Hey kids, let's put on a show.
Yeah. Why don't you roll defend?
I like your line. I like your line there.
Speed plus glove equals science.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a savior.
Hey,
Hey, I've got at least one team member here.
Could absolutely happen. You know what? You might need one team member.
Yeah. Hey, Harry.
You want to throw some team at that, Harry?
You want to throw some team at that?
No, I plan on letting us both get attacked by the Infinity Droid. Yes, I'll throw team at it.
All right. So
a specific member of the team.
Why do I have this picture of Harry just like flinging chips at the Infinity Droid drone? Yeah, I'll throw team at that.
I need you to run a little bit faster. No, I thought I was going to slow down while the teleporting Dr. Infinity Droid came at us. Says Harry, whose only condition right now is hopeless. Defend. Where is that at? Defend. It's up. It's behind somebody. Oh, there we go. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. escalate the situation. No. So you can add team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect. This is you, Alicia, or clear
Yes.
or clear condition.
Yeah, that sounds like that might not be a bad idea.
What do you clear? What do you most likely need to roll?
Oh, hey, there's a good idea. I'm going to clear hopeless.
Okay. I like that because, hey, I'm actually not working by myself anymore. This is actually working. Okay, so the so you do the, you kind of pull the glove off and say, okay, run a little bit faster. Like, yeah, because I wasn't running fast enough already. And you do something, and Harry, you know, it's sort of the classic Flash thing where he looks like there's 12 of him, kind of all in this, like in different places. Like
Yeah.
Harry casts mirror image. And what am I thinking of that? Oh, what's her name? The magician from Young Justice. God, starts with a Z.
Zatanna.
Zatanna and Robin. You know, I use this one. You know, whatever. Anyway, and the thing in pursuit pauses, stops teleporting, which lets Harry get further away. And then it's like squinting, like it's you actually starting to see that center thing is sort of like an eye. It's like narrows down, squints, and then it gets really, really wide, like and it spins back towards the center of the city, and all it says is no, and then vanishes, like fate. Like,
did we just scare off Dr. Infinity Droid, or did it see Charlotte?
It can't see Charlotte, but it could see something that Charlotte is doing. We need to get back there. Hut hut!
Hut hut!
I can drop you right here and now.
But you won't, because you might need me. Just get the fuck back into the center of town, please!
Hut hut.
Hey, we have a Jason now. We don't need that sass.
Yip yip, Harry. Yip yip. Oh my God, that's classic.
At which point,
if I told you that I did use that on the band kids.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay, no. Sure. I run over to where Charlotte is and unceremoniously drop Alicia on the ground.
All right. So here's what's going down. There's a massive swirl of spirits in the area, like surrounding Charlotte. Where you guys zoom here, Harry's just, I'm just gonna get through it to her. JC's right there and sort of ready, not quite seeming to know what to do. Charlotte, you're not big, but you're back in your incorporeal form. JC's both kind of ready and at the same time kind of has her leg where Charlotte can sort of lean it, like the older Charlotte can kind of lean against it. So kind of protecting her. You managed to look graceful as you're unceremoniously dumped. And come down. The drone starfish thing is about 30 or 40 yards off to the side and is God, what am I thinking of? It kind of looks like it's jerking back and forth, like moving, like looking, kind of like I don't know, like the hunter bots in like the first Matrix movie or something like that. The squids, kind of like that, but it's jerking around looking, but they're not nearly that fluid. It's much more like just like hyper fast jerks back and forth because
like a pigeon bobbing its head so it can triangulate on things.
It's like disturbance, rift, Rift is in danger. Rift under assault. Source unknown. And then it spots, well, you guys. And it's like, cease interference with the Rift. What are you actually? Cease interference. What are you doing? And it's like this stentorian kind of it's mechanical, so it's almost like a klaxon that's words. The way it's doing this, it's painfully loud, like literal, actual kind of pain.
Right.
Charlotte, what are you doing? Because this is all kind of happening below your level of focus. Because you're bringing them down, and what are you doing with these spirit? How are you directing them?
I think what I'm doing is sort of, similar to when we closed, or worked on the previous rift, which is sort of channeling the energy, and in I think last time I just sort of pictured it shrinking, pictured the kind of the desired outcome of it,
and the energy kind of going into it to kind of like dry it up almost. It's not really right, but kind of like that. These are spirits from multiple worlds. This one, certainly, obviously a prevalent part, but it's been pulled from everywhere. Who do you see from this world that you know from the other world? Or that you know from the last time you were in this?
I see Lucian.
Who is that? Lucius? Like, you mean the knight who helped you in the first place?
Yeah, alternate Lucius.
Alternate Lucius.
How do you know whether it's alternate Lucius?
Well, yeah, she knows because she's Charlotte and they're ghosts.
Right.
So she'd know. Alicia, roll mundane for me, please. Just roll mundane.
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
Just roll mundane.
Woohoo! That's another. Hey, I need to be marking these. No, the one ended up not a miss. This one's a miss.
This one's a proper miss.
Well, it's a 5. Unless someone wants to beef things up. Let us. So what am I rolling this for?
I'm not going to give you a condition. I'm just going to give. I'm not going to give. Let me put it this way. I'm not going to give the character a condition.
The player, on the other hand.
All right. So, your worst.
Oh, fuck.
Your worst fear was that your dad is still here and he's still active. And it's insufficient to the reality of the situation, as you are unexpectedly, and you're looking directly at that starfish, and then suddenly in your face, interjected into this is, I kind of like that you're going to get potential from this, is your dad, and he is at his least controlled when he's angry and dismissive, and not coldly dismissive, but just, you are nothing. You are less than nothing. you know, that kind of ranting, you know, sort of in your face. And then he is swept up away from you and back into the immediate the flow of energy, the immediate maelstrom around you by one of the other spirits. That is
like intentionally.
I'm trying to figure out who this is going to be and how I'm going to avoid taking a powerful blow out of this. But go ahead.
You'll have to tell me whether or not you feel like you should. You honestly, it's not so much the shock of seeing it, but that I almost think that your immediate reaction is to doubt your senses. Like, not that you aren't already surrounded by fucking ghosts, but to profoundly doubt your own sanity, because this couldn't possibly be. Your dad was carried away from you in what seemed to be a very conscious effort to protect you from him by Otto.
Do I just went into...
Oh, no. Really? I went into robot?
Not for me. I think it's on their end, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But somehow appropriate.
Yeah. All right, am I back?
You're now back. Yes.
What was the last thing you heard?
I doubt my sanity. You just see.
Oh my god, that's so funny. And that's the game, folks. Scene. The spirit is born away from you. You would think in a purely protective fact, like literally trying to get him away from you. The bit is it makes you almost doubt your sanity, and that it's Otto. It looks like Otto. And the first thought, and this is the thought that really pisses you off after everything else, is that, well, of course he died over here. Or he died in this timeline. Which makes so many assumptions, and the fact that it came from your own subconscious is so damned infuriating, or shocking, or the fuck did I just see? Does she take a powerful blow? And if so, from what?
No, she won't. But yeah, Dave took a powerful blow. I will say, of all the people that I was thinking of, that was not one of them. So she's not going to take a powerful blow because that just kind of sets her mind to whirling in, spinning off about 6 processes to actually evaluate this. Margie, you're breathing heavily again, dear.
We'll assume it's
that just kind of gets her brain spinning off into about 3 different suppositional directions to distract her from what's going on and kind of ponder what this actually might mean. Anyway,
can't think about that. Metaphysics, not now.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're at the time. Okay, so we have the starfish saying, "What are you doing?" We have Charlotte, and she pulled in all the spirits. And we have, actually no, we can finish with this proper roll. Lincoln Concord, did we have to blow up the warehouse or just get these guys? Harry's there ready to face off. Charlotte, give me a freak roll. And we will end with the freak roll on your Unleash Your Powers. Jesus, anybody want to help her get to a 10? He said sarcastically.
Bliss?
I'm just going to delete a team and assume that somebody helps with that. Well, actually, JC's right there, and she's supposed to help with this. Okay.
Actually, the more fitting one would be Charlotte helping Charlotte.
Charlotte helping Charlotte?
Ooh.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. We will begin by, I'm not going to narrate through all of that, but as you're trying to focus it down there and drive the energy, she kind of reaches up a little bit and sort of, somehow manages to come in contact with you and says, don't push them. Just show them where it is. They'll do it, but they can't see it until you show them. Just let go, which does not sound like good advice given what happened to her, but other parts of that possibly useful? Probably useful? And okay. And the last, Harry, Alicia's not looking at this. Harry is. The starfish flickers out in the midst of all this while it's still blatting its alert and demanding what's going on. And it is replaced by a humanoid figure that you immediately recognize from, basic, intelligence recon type stuff that HHL's got and stuff as Dr. Infinity. And is facing the same direction. And squints, and the only way you can describe this is identifies all of you. Like they're not squinting to see, they're squinting to make sure they didn't miss anybody.
Me?
And then she's gone. And we will do the we're going to skip forward just a little bit in time, and we will do the end of game summary with everybody back in the base. We haven't pulled the trigger to go back in time, but we're back at the underground base. With now everybody, this is about a couple hours later, and everyone's basically kind of caught up on what the shit just happened across the way, across the board. Because Charlotte, you closed the thing. Good job.
Woohoo!
Now you just have to do it. Now you just have to do it to your actual timeline. 47 more times.
Knowing that it can be done is a big difference.
It really is. Or as Harry's thing, where as soon as I figure out I can do it, then I can do it. All right. So, Alicia. Hey, Alicia.
Hey.
Closer to the team, further away from the team. More into your own image of yourself.
Well, if it's just about Charlotte, it would be further away from the team. But given that Harry actually came and rescued me, I'm going to have to
give further influence to Harry.
Give further influence to Harry.
I don't want your influence.
You can't help it. He's now listening to the things you have to say.
Thank you, Harry. That was
heroic.
expected, but really heroic and helpful.
Whoa, did you strain something just there?
Hey, her sarcastic Harry's back.
Yay, sarcastic Harry.
Oh, Alicia, look, there's some technical stuff you need to do. Yip yip.
Ask him out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Inflict a condition. Ask him out. Harry, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into your own image of yourself. Further away from the team, and I retract my influence from Alicia.
No, though it pains me to say, I will grow closer to Alicia.
And Alicia also already had influence, so by all means, fiddle with. Now that's again a reminder: you can clear a condition and or gain influence by growing closer to the team. So that's the thing. Charlotte. Are you
No, I had my headphone up.
I figured.
Since I was breathing heavily before.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
I'll lean to the side, and that pushes on my shoulder pushes onto the headphone, which pushes the mic into my face. On one hand, I feel like I should be saying closer to the team, but not. On the other hand, it's a real big closer to my image or myself kind of day.
It really is. I have no. I have no.
Closer to the team for when we have to do beginning of the next event is the team move.
Okay, so you got a
celebration. So we can all.
Yeah, and honestly, we might even. Yeah, we can probably even do some of that like over the weekend, kind of look at what the team moves are and stuff like that, and just talk a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good idea. I think it's a really good idea because we're really in a good place for it, and we should definitely do that before we get back to the home timeline and find out that Dr. Infinity's been repeatedly kicking all your puppies, in retribution.
I'm gonna sit closer to myself.
All right.
Just because it was
that's good stuff, and we'll get some team stuff out there.
Day.
Yeah. So shift your labels as you see appropriate. Concord, what say you?
Closer to Link.
Cool. Why is that funny?
Just Bill's comment.
I didn't see Bill's comment. I'm too far away. That's awesome. That is so good. All right. And finally, Link, closer to team, further away, more into your own image of yourself.
Closer to Concord because he came through in a big way and he did awesome stuff, and now we can hang his dudes and it's cool.
Didn't do much with you, and I apologize. Next session, we're wrapping up a lot of future Link stuff, so it should be.
I explicitly said punt on me, so Concord has his time, and I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Very, very cool. You guys are a very giving bunch for one another, and I appreciate that because God knows somebody's got to be willing to take the hit for the team to get everybody's time in and stuff like that. So it's really, really, really awesome.
Well, I got to God mode Jason down, so I was like,
so rewarding. Everyone wants to turn. So, all right, I'm going to